Do I start? आवाज तो नहीं आ रही आ रही लाउडली मैं लाउडली बोले तो ज्यादा हो जाता फिर ठीक है So shall we take a start? Shall we take a start? Good evening, respected guests and distinguished speakers. On the behalf of CETI Foundation, it is my pleasure to warmly welcome you to the inauguration of our training facility. This facility marks a significant milestone in our mission to empower young minds with knowledge, skills, and opportunities in the fields of AI, technology, and leadership. We are honored to have such esteemed guests and speakers with us today, and your presence makes this occasion special. This evening is a celebration of learning, innovation, and collaboration. And I, Tasneem Khan, the CETI coordinator, hopes to it inspires meaningful discussions and future partnerships. Once again, welcome and thank you for joining us to mark this important step in CETI Foundation's journey. Thank you so much, all of you, and over to Amirullah Khan, sir.
Thank you so much, Sandeep. We have a very short program for today, and which is that we will have some of our esteemed guests speak to you on what the CETI Foundation means. I will first like to welcome Sayeed Basharat Ali Saab. Most of you or all of you know him, but for those who don't, which I think is, Basharat bhai, there is only one person in this room who doesn't know you. No. That's my friend Ram Mohan Rao. Basharat Ali Saab is the reason some of us are here in this gathering and in this city. Farhan and I are his alumni who studied when CETI began, and Farhan is among the early batches that went into engineering school, and I am the first batch of the civil service. So I owe my 1993 FC to Basharat Ali, and I think yeah. So I can very proudly say that I am the first successful participant. I don't know if there was a second. Yeah. Razi was with me actually. Yeah. So Basharat bhai started this rather visionary exercise 45 years ago. And to do this in the 80s was just as remarkable as doing it again in 2025. And we would like to hear from you, Shahzad, what the motivations were then and what the motivations and the vision is today.
The remarkable thing is he was in his mid-20s.
Yeah, or early, yes.
He was in his mid-20s.
Yeah.
That keeps him in that segment.
किस्मत खुशकिस्मत वो लोग होते हैं जिन्हें मजाक उड़ाया जाता है. जी, आप वो एक छोड़ दिए, क्लास का एक शरीर बच्चा था, आज भी सबकी सांसों को उतरता हो. डॉक्टर मतीनुद्दीन सलीम. Respected dignitaries, if I start taking names, it will take half an hour. So मैं आपका सबसे अदबन सलाम अर्ज करता हूँ और शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ. You are all here. You are all here to encourage us on this journey which began long back. We thought of this way back in February 1979, and I remember the first meeting we had was in Mauduri Motors, where Babu Khan States is there now. And I remember the next morning was the total solar eclipse in Hyderabad. I still remember that date. And we all met on that day, and then everybody agreed to contribute 2,000 rupees each. The budget was 20,000 first year. And the condition was that nobody would recommend a single candidate, nobody would recommend a single teacher, and then they will give the money and then leave it. That's it. And the result, everything was to us. They had so much of faith in us. So I'm very much thankful to my boss at that time, Wali Khadi Saab, and Marhum Bashir Babu Khan Saab, and quite a few of them. Some of them are still alive. Bihar Bhai is there, Hafiz Bhai is there, but most of them are no more with us now. So what began in 1980 was we started with coaching for entrance examination for engineering medicine. And first year, I'm lucky that we were lucky. We had 6 students got into engineering and 6 into medicine and 2 into engineering. And one of them, Mr. Ziauddin, he's not here today with us. He had to leave abroad, go abroad. He is going to be the director when he comes back. He rose to the position of engineer-in-chief for the entire state of Telangana. So that's a big achievement, and the only one person who was able to reach that stage. And after that, no success was there. Next year, 81, we had 6. The number went to 12 for medicine, 6 boys and 6 girls. And then third, 82, the number went to 24. Mateen is from that batch. Dr. Mateen is sitting here. And quite a few of them. Is anybody from that batch? No, Mateen only. And then for 82 batch, Farhan was there. And Kalim, 83, Kalim Hashmi and Farhan were there. So we still have, they are in touch with us. But in 84, 83, that batch was stunning success. 45 students from our institute went into engineering medicine. And they were only government colleges, Usmania, Gandhi, and Kakatiya. Out of 120 seats, 45 were from institute. And that was unbelievable. And I tell you, by the policy, institute never charged a single pie for any of the programs we did. It's always free. And somehow we were able to get the fund. People were paying us, people were getting money, and nobody asked anything in return. And we never went to press, media, public, because we thought the idea was to do the work, not to look for laurels and then praise from others. And then after that, then things started happening. Private colleges opened, then competitive spirit died down. Then we thought that the results are really not coming the way they should have. Then we moved into various streams where we do that for 10th, for MSc Geology, MSc Geology. Ausaf Sayeed was teacher in 1986 when we did that. And then when we did engineering, the assistant engineering exam, Ziauddin was there, so we got a good number. Then in 90, as Amir was saying, 93 we did for civil service. Our friend Naseem Ahmed was there. He was an IRS officer. He passed away very early, and he was the man behind. He was so pushing, and we got very encouraging result because of both of them. Then we went into MBA, did MBA program for a long time. Then in between, we did very few very unique things. 1986 in Hotel Banjara, we did a management like this same program. We did 2 days program, 8 sessions, Hotel Banjara. And I remember the first day in the lunch hour, there was a girl called Aisha. She was the F&B manager. She came and tell me, आपने वहाँ जादू कर दिया क्या है बच्चों पे बच्चियों पे? मतलब क्यों क्या हुआ? Morning when they come in the first session, they were all so stiff, not talking to each other, खामोश. लाके कोई कोई लाके जंगल से लाके बिठा दिए हैं. But when I went during lunch, they were जोर जोर से लड़ रहे हैं, चीख रहे हैं, बात कर रहे हैं. They have completely changed. So that was the impact. I know many of you might be knowing Mr. Harinder Singh was a faculty at that time. Bashir Babu Khan Sahab took a topic, and those in ASCII, one Mr. Zahiduddin Khan was there. He was a faculty, and we have excellent people. Dr. Kannan was there. We got quite a few management classes. For NRD, we used to get people from NRD. And again, even that program also we did without any fee. I remember the chief guest in the program was Prince Mufakhamja Bahadur. So he came, Amjad Ali Khan Sahab was helping us a lot in those days. We came up with a condition that Amjad Sahab mein khali आधा घंटा बैठूंगा. He sat till lunch. And जाते वक्त बोले अमजद साहब आप हर महीने कराइए, I'll give the money. But for somehow we did not get the support, and then यही होता रहा. We were doing छोड़ नहीं because we did not have our own place. I was also working. I was in a job, no proper office, so things were going in a haphazard manner. Then we did one program for top management of minority schools. 1990 at that time, Hotel Ritz we did. There was a 2 days residential program. Again, we did not charge anything. And Mr. B.S. Abdur Rahman, you all might be knowing in that crescent. He also came for that, and he was so happy and so amazed. 92, I think we did that. Then we did 93 Amir, I said. Then we did for journalism. In journalism, we got again good result. Amjad is here. Amjad, and then Amjad is here. Yeah, he is a 9. He did the engineering journalism. Otherwise, पता नहीं कहाँ रहते no. He was in. And then जी Faraz भी Tahir Faraz भी हैं. And then Jawad is there. Huh? Achha, he's gone to get loudspeakers. Speaker. Jawad also from that batch. And then Sarwari, he was head of the department of Urdu of journalism in Manu. He was there. All of them did well. One thing I tell you, those who were associated with the institute, they always did very well. I don't know what was the reason. So and then after that, we did for 5-6 years. We did MBA. 7-8 years we did. Then we moved to Babu Khan Estate. Bashir Bhai gave a floor office space on the 6th floor. We furnished it and then ran the institute for quite some time, maybe till 2006 or 7 we ran. We ran a media cell at that time. And then MBA we did, MSc chemistry we did, MSc physics we did, different programs we did. And in between for 3 years, our idea was whenever we see a bunch of youth who are not very happy, frustrated and all that. So 3 years we did training program for police constables. Again, that was a marvelous success. But Yazdani was there, MJ College. Amjad Sahab मुझसे बुला के बात कर रहे थे. So he really trained them, physical training with that. Again, that was a good program. So it went on. Then we started doing two cohorts every year of personality development program. The bigger version of that you will see next on 24th, 25th, and 26th. And then that was a 13-week program every Sunday. The students will come at 9 o'clock in the morning, and we would give them breakfast. And then we made tie compulsory. I don't know what Amir would decide whether should we make tie compulsory, because we want that the seriousness in the program. If they in the casual dress, chappal pen ke aa rahe hain, we didn't want that to happen, because the faculty was always good. And then breakfast, we served them breakfast. Then morning 2 hours we had a session on any of these behavioral sciences, communication, art of listening, all the writing skills. But from 11:30 to 1, we used to call one VIP. An officer, they would see only in media. It could be officer or he could be sportsman. For example, we had Basit Bhai coming once, Arshad Ayub was there, he came once. One of my friend was a top officer in government in defense service, he came. Then one Air India director was there, Captain Sultan Bakshi passed away. So they will spend 1.5 hours with the students. The format which we are going to follow was the same. They would do 15 minutes. They will tell them. They will tell them about what they were when they were their age. They will not tell them what they are now, because that's not relevant. So then that's the kid starts thinking that when he can do it, why can't I do it? And in between they keep on asking, when I could do it, why can't you do it? All of them had very difficult background to begin with, but they could make it very big in their life. was such a big motivation to all of them. And then that program went on very successfully till 2005 or 6. Then after that, some reason or other, we did nothing. And then I think something we did in between. Then finally now, 2025, 45 years later, this was a dream which is coming true. And no, I was waiting. I was waiting for this day in my life. I'm very, very glad, and I'm so happy. Friends like Amer, Najib, all of those who are sitting here, I can't again remember and tell their names. They really supported me, encouraged me. Like I'm seeing Faraz was one big support, and then we said yes, come on, we'll do it. And then I said unless we have our own place, things will not move. Then I said that we should do state of art. We should not compromise. If the physical facility is not compromised, when the faculty is not compromised, when the mentors are not compromised, why would the product not good? Why would the benefit not reach to those who are really keen to develop themselves and also be a part of the success story? And that's why we try to do whatever we can do. But please, as somebody was saying, har cheez nahi lag rahi, smell aa rahi, थोड़े shortcomings हैं, please bear with us. Hopefully with the help and support of all of you, we should be able to convert this into more friendly place. And finally, we are assuming that most of you, I say most of you, would be mentors here. No, we have coined one last year. We did a good program. Amir was there, Khan Saab was there, probably he'll talk about it. We did a mentoring program for school students. Again, that was really great success. I have forgotten one more program which we started in COVID. We will hopefully will get Professor Asim Ansari. He is a 1982 batch student of the institute. He rose to the position of youngest chaired professor in Columbia University. And at the age of, I think he was barely 36, 37 now, he's still chair at Columbia University, and probably the only person who rose to that level. And I tell you, even now he is so deeply involved. During COVID, he called me once, Bashar bhai, bachche sab ghar mein baithe hue, why don't we do something about them? So he said, we will do mentoring, online mentoring, IT ke bachchon ke liye karta. We will do that. See, he had students spread all over the US, or at the top companies, all of them who did PhD under him. He is a professor in marketing, and he's expert in the marketing on internet marketing. So he could gather about 80 or 90 mentors, name them, big companies, top officers. He told them, they all came. I think I remember we did 4 or 5 cohorts we did, and all of them, they did very well in their life, and then purely online. So they said, chalo, ab online khatam karo, we'll do offline now. So for offline, we have created this, and only 2 requests to all of you. Each one of you are a potential mentor. We have Dr. Nazdeen, probably she will also join from US, and she had created a handbook for us last year, handbook for mentoring. She made mentoring very easy. She said, everybody, every child to an elderly person, everybody needs mentoring. But our focus is only high school and college. We don't want to go beyond that or before that. So that we can do that. Please be a part of our mentoring pool. And then as you would know that we have set a target of reaching at least 1,000 students in first year itself, doing mentoring and then again these kind of programs. Because in mentoring, just not they come attend a session and go. All our sessions are going to be interactive, and then mentoring is one mentor, 1 or 2 mentees, no more than that, and that relationship continue forever. Though in this case they are relationship only for 3 to 4 months, but that relationship continues forever. So one is be a mentor, and whenever you come across a young man, boy, girl, whatever it is, and you think that he needs help, please do mentor him and then bring him to us also. We will all join hands and make sure that no child is left unmentored. Because just because he doesn't have resources, he doesn't have money, or he doesn't know anybody. Most of the children don't have anybody in their life who can be a role model. So we can expose them to role models, number one. And number two is, if you make sure that he sits with that person, the role model, all such big faces are here, imagine how much happy they will be. And that will change their life. And many a times they have said the one incident is enough to change somebody's life. How human mind works, nobody knows. So please, whenever you come across a child, start mentoring, be a part of us, and we will do mentoring. And we are going to start, Tasneem has joined us. We are going to partner schools and partner colleges. So we need to source students. So we don't want to go to press and spend a lot of money and then getting candidate participants from there. So please, whatever manner you can help, please come forward and then finally at some point in time, we are think of starting the sponsorship programs. Can you imagine? We thought that mentors, how much we'll spend every mentee. So we thought, we hope mentors don't take money from us. 1,000 rupees per child is good enough for 1 year mentoring. And how much does a meal cost in a good restaurant today? 2,000, 2,500. The infrastructure is there, nothing more to spend here. Maintenance will take care of. So at some point in time, we don't know take 1, 2, 3, 4 mentors scholar. We'll not take money from anybody. Only sponsorship. Somebody said I'll take 50 mentors, 100 mentors. We didn't want to have too many people coming forward. But I thought I'll not tell this. One thing we never did. We never asked for money. So we will not do it again in future. So this is what all I have to say. Thank you so much for coming here and being us encouraged. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mashal bhai. One lucky person there can have a seat here. Actually, come. 2, 3. Aajo. हाँ, come. आयो. अच्छा, जो ज्यादा हेजिटेट करा वो वहां बैठेगा. Thank you so much, Masharat bhai, for clarifying the vision. One of the reasons that we sent you very brief invites without actually explaining what this exercise was for was that it is deliberately um, a goal that is fuzzy, and there is a reason for that. We are not going to go out there and say that this year we will get 3 people into engineering, or this year we are going to give 5 scholarships. This place is going to have a fuzzy mandate, and it will develop as we interact with you, as we interact with technology that is changing, as we interact with students who are grappling with fuzzy careers. That's the nature of the problem today. So thanks so much for clarifying, for giving that clarity, that here is where we will provide mentorship. That's the idea. That's the simple goal that we have as far as the CETI Foundation goes. And in this, it is but appropriate that I next ask someone who has been a role model and a mentor for a few thousand people that I know. Did that through his career in the bureaucracy, for all his juniors, his colleagues, people who came in touch with him. And you will count, it is difficult to count the number of random people who will come and say, sir, I saw you somewhere in this police station in some corner of Andhra, and I got motivated to join the service. A.K. Khan Saab has been a mentor for most of us in this room in various capacities, and has always been somebody who one could call up and ask for any help, particularly in giving this kind of intellectual guidance, which is so remarkable for a hard-nosed policeman. So, an intellectual policeman, which makes him unique, I don't know of a second anywhere in the world. So, sir, please come before I go on and on. going
Chinese.
streamed.
Good evening, friends. 45 years for somebody to sustain and then keep transforming what has been doing something is something very exceptional. That's what passion, a sustained passion for 45 years is very difficult to have. You have it, Bashad bhai. We really compliment you. All of us who are here, we have been doing. I boarded your bus 5 years back, if you remember. Though we have been friends for last 20, 30 years. It's Basit bhai who had introduced us, and then we struck on very well since that time. But then, quite seriously, to what he is doing, I got into his effort 5 years back during the COVID period. That's the time when you started your weekend sessions for the youngsters. You invited me to speak to the youngsters and interact with them, and we became part of that. And my domain has been slightly different for last 25, 30 years. Obviously, because I come from civil services, those youngsters who are interested in getting IAS, IPS, or state services, they would approach me in a very unstructured way. We would help them. That I continue to do even today, fairly satisfying. But then, in a serious and organized way, only through him I got into this effort. Even the present one. And before that, let me tell another thing. We meet often, very often. In a way, we are now neighbors also. We are neighbors. But then probably we speak to each other more often than we meet. But every time I have a guilt conscience. That is, he starts off talking very passionately about what he should do, and then the structure, and then organization, all those sort of things he keeps speaking. Because I'm a bureaucrat, I keep flitting from idea to idea without much commitment for anything. But he's the one who keeps dragging you back to that commitment. So what he does, when he keeps speaking all this, 10, 15, 20 minutes later, I shut off my mind and keep thinking of something else. While coming away, I think that he was speaking so passionately, but I could not fully involve myself in the conversation. That's what happens. So this admission I have not made to him any time. Today I'm making it. So one thing about the present program, it's good because now, see, a lot of youngsters, a lot of new careers, and then economy going up, globalization, a lot of things are happening world over. Now a time has come when instead of telling the youngsters, this is what you should be doing, elevating their own capabilities, and then making them choose what they want to do. That's a much better way of developing them and making them uh, useful to themselves, to their families, and to the society at large. This leadership program is intended for that. See, a few things that definitely would happen through a program like this. One is 40, 50 years of our experience in the society, and then our own careers. Then when we sit down and start interacting with the youngsters, that barrier between somebody who they think has achieved something, and then between them and us, that's get obliterated, number one. So they also start thinking that if he is telling all this, if he has gone through these experiences, why can't I have those experiences? Why can't I also be successful? That's that's very, very important to break that barrier and make them believe in themselves that someday they can also come and stand here. They can speak the way we are speaking. This is number one. Number two, uh, so much of accumulated experience is available in all of us. When we start sharing with youngsters, a lot of new horizons keep opening up in their minds. This particular profession, this particular career I have not seen, and this is the way I should articulate. These are the type of things that exist in the society or in the world. So it really broadens their mental horizons, and then that's going to be of use to them. Thereafter, whatever they want to do with that information, that the igniting of the passion that takes place is up to them. These are the two big benefits I see through a program like this. I'm really fortunate that I'll be kicking it off with the first
Yes.
session on day one of the first session that it takes place. I've already pledged that I'll bring in a lot of my colleagues and who have been doing wonderful work. Quite a few of them. Names also I mentioned to him, some names. Uh, they are all going to be part in the future programs. Of course, most of my colleagues again would be from obviously from services, IAS, IPS, and those services. By virtue of being in some visible positions,
Yeah.
many would know who they are, so they would come and interact. So I hope, I'm sure, inshallah, this is going to be a lasting association with you on this effort, unlike the fleeting ones in the past. And this would be for the benefit of the youngsters, the community, and the society. Once again, I compliment you for having done this. I would not have imagined anybody would commit such a valuable real estate. Uh, Anybody would who would raise a structure like this would think uh, in square feet how much I'm going to earn through that. So if he has done that, we should really admire his passion and then his philanthropy and human service for the society. And I'm certain this effort, inshallah, will definitely be a big success. You have talked of 1,000 in first year. It's not. It should be possible to achieve that, and then in years to come. See, always the problem is first 2 3 sessions and then first 200 300 that you accumulate. After that, it will snowball and it will gain its own momentum and it will definitely be a success. Let all of us wish and become part of this program as mentors. I vouch. I'm not only I'll be one mentor, and then I'll also get you a few more mentors for your program. And let's hope that this will be a great success.
Wonderful.
Congratulations, Prashad.
Thank you so much. Thanks. Thanks also for reminding us of two people who I must remember today. Bashir Saab, who Basharat Bhai said started this journey with him long ago, and someone we lost very recently, Gayaz Bhai, who again was one of those pioneers who was, uh, you know, whose generosity was the kind of generosity that we are seeing Basharat Bhai inherit, which is to be able to give away, a lot of resource, but more importantly, a lot of time and passion. Gayaz Bhai did that. We lost him recently. It is time for so many here in this hall to take that, to fill those big shoes. Um, I have a guest, a very dear friend of ours at the foundation, who has joined us from across the Atlantic. Nazneen Razi is another Hyderabadi who's done all of us proud. One of the leaders in business communication and in the entire field of human resource and partnership. She's done really cutting edge work across the world and has been contributing to us by way of giving us a professional way of working what we are working on, which is mentorship. Nazneen, if you can hear me and if we can get you connected, over to you. Uh, you must excuse us. We are trying this absolutely new technology for the first time today. Some of the plastic hasn't been taken off. All right. So I move on next to another uh, another person with an absolutely formidable reputation. One of the youngest, possibly the youngest IAS officer that we've seen from this part of the world. Somebody who did did fabulous stints across the state of Andhra Pradesh, then went and served as a full secretary of the government of India for 2 terms, two very important posts, transformed Singareni collieries on his own, led the administrative staff college after his retirement, and continues to be one of the finest leaders that we look up to, and that is Mr. Rajan Habib Khwaja. I will request Khwaja Saab to come, and then I'll come over to you, Asim, 5 minutes later.
Adab. Thank you, Ahmed Saab. Is it audible?
Yes.
I'm, I know very little of Basharat Saab. We have met on very few occasions. But when he told me that he would like me to be associated, I immediately said yes, because when I spoke about him with Amir and I realized that he is a classmate of my brother-in-law in Osmania Engineering College in the 70s, then of course I had no choice on the domestic front also. So even if that pressure had not been there, I would have very happily agreed. But after having heard you and Amir and Qayyum, I would like to just ask how many people in this room are familiar with the concept of the Pygmalion? How many of you have heard of the Pygmalion? Other than Ahmed Saab, Professor hai, one more, so two. Now, Ahmed Saab, you're free to raise your hand. Anybody else? Javed Hood Saab, not heard. You have not heard of Pygmalion? Well, let me tell you, Basharat Saab is a Pygmalion. Now, who is Pygmalion? Very briefly. Pygmalion is a legendary figure, about 2,500 years old in Greek mythology. He was the king of Crete, and he was also a sculptor. On a certain occasion, he crafted from a single piece of marble a beautiful statue of a lady, conceivably the most beautiful person who could ever exist, and named her Galicia. Then it so happened that he fell in love with his own creation. And then he prayed to God, please give life. And he prayed and he prayed and he prayed, and God listened to his praying and gave life. And then he married Galicia, and they lived happily ever after. This is the legend of Pygmalion, which is about 2,500 years old. In 1930s in Germany, some experiments were conducted based on this theory, and then later in 1950s in Harvard, they actually started the Pygmalion management concept. So Basharat Saab is a Pygmalion because it's only the passion of Pygmalion which converted a marble statue into human work. So that is the highest compliment I can think for you, Basharat Saab. The other point I would like to mention is taken from Qayyum's observation. I didn't know that this building belongs to him. I think it will be very difficult if any one of us can name another person. I know there are great philanthropists and people who have done a lot, but to do this sort of, to take up this sort of a project, it's really remarkable. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, when the moment you told me I'm here, and God willing, I'll be here on 25th for your session. But I'm there in the future in case you require. See, I would like to make 2 points. Anybody here from Tamil Nadu or Kerala? Well, Salima ji, I know. She's from Tamil Nadu. Yes. Because she belongs to the family of a very distinguished, very, very distinguished son of Hyderabad, late Hashim Ali Saab. 1956 batch IAS, and I had the privilege of interacting very closely with him. So I think he is your granduncle. By the way, I'm a native of Aligarh, and I belong to a family which has been in Aligarh for about 250 years. But I have abandoned Aligarh when I got allotted to Andhra Pradesh cadre. I'm completing 50 years in the service now. I decided to settle down here. The tragedy of the Muslim community, if you want to understand, you study Aligarh as a microcosm. And why I said Tamil Nadu and Kerala, if you want good models, role models, please study Tamil Nadu and Kerala. These are two states where in 1930s, the educated Muslims started coming forward, and they started educational institutions, including technical institutions. Muslims in Tamil Nadu are less than 6% of the total population. Less than 6. I do not know how many people who are older to me here in this room are aware that during the time of the Prophet of Islam, peace be on him, Muslims were living in Tamil Nadu and Kerala, living during his lifetime. And the way the Dravidian Muslims in Tamil Nadu have become a part of the cultural socio landscape is one of the reasons why they have done so well economically also. I'm sorry to say that's not the case in North India, in the Hindi-speaking belt, from where I originally come from. I call myself a domiciled Telugu because I've been here for 50 years. And I can speak a bit of Telugu also. So it is people like Basharat Saab who I think are trying to break this rut. And Hyderabad, I don't want to say too much. You are all aware that there are 3 Hyderabaads within Hyderabad, not just euphemistically like Cyberabad, Sikandarabad, Hyderabad, but intellectually, sociologically, societally. So the sooner the Hyderabadis become Cyberabadis, the better it will be. And I'm sure this initiative will help in moving in that direction. So with these few words, let me once again thank you, Basharat Saab. And I'm sure everybody in this audience is a committed person. And we can only envy Pygmalions, but we can certainly try to emulate them. May God bless us all and especially bless you in this effort. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
That reference was so spot on. And, that play, My Fair Lady, brought back the Pygmalion into Hollywood. And that's the tribute to you. Otherwise you would have seen one ugly fellow 35 years ago become this dapper Ashar Farhan today. So, it is another one of those Pygmalion effects on Asim Ansari. I've known Asim since 1983. One of the most distinguished professors in among the Ivy League in the United States, but a very devoted CETI member. Asim, we have an absolute galaxy of an audience here. So over to you for your views on what we are up to. Yeah, we can. Yeah, go ahead.
Just want to acknowledge my debt to CTI. I benefited from this effort way back in 1981. So you can just imagine the extent of this span. Bashar Bhai, Wasir Bhai, many other people, and Minister Ziauddin. So all of these folks banded together during that time and decided to start something that would help youngsters, and or maybe I was in the second year of that effort, and I am thankful for whatever I have gained because of the efforts of these assembled there.
Oh, this is a weak internet.
Help youngsters in terms of their leadership potential and their leadership aspirations. So once again, just wanted to share my 2 words with you all. Congratulations to Basharat Bhai and team.
Thanks so much, Asim. Thank you so much. You've been a source of inspiration for all of us who came back to CETI and continued what you had started off. Do I have Nazneen on the call? Yeah. Hey, free? Nazneen है उसमें? नहीं है. That it's. Oh, no, we did, but I think she logged off, right? So we'll see if we can get her back. But Rajiv bhai, if we can have the presentation and the broad overview of what we are going to do here. Here is somebody who shepherds us at CETI every day now with his professionalism. She's there. Nazneen, can you hear me? If you can, we would like to have you over for a couple of minutes. All right, so we'll get her by that time. Yeah. Yes.
I think Khalil will have to send the link to Dr. Rao.
Mashad, we'll continue. It will take a little bit. So, Ajay. Yeah.
Good evening to everyone. Adab. My name is and I will spend the next several minutes sharing some thoughts with you on really the future of the workforce and the ever-growing importance of mentorship to help on the future of the workforce and the ever-growing importance. Yeah, I think we should turn that off, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nazneen is there?
Yeah, we have to mute ourselves.
Let's finish. Yeah, we do that mute for the microphone.
It's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Let her.
No, mute us.
Yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. Let her.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead. That's fine. Go ahead. Let her.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. First of all, thank you for letting me join this group. I'd like to congratulate mentoring journey. Thank you for letting me join this group. You're not just shaping futures, you're opening doors of
There's
possibility.
feedback.
I'm really delighted to see so many families. This is an incredible gathering. Just shaping futures, you're opening doors of possibility.
Feedback.
I'm really delighted to see so many families. Each of you holds the power to change a young person's trajectory. As Bashar said, a mentor, and I think Ahmed said the same thing. A mentor is someone who sees before they see it in themselves. About teaching, forming lives on both sides of the table. So I encourage each and every one of you to play a critical role. I ask each of you to continue on this journey with Bashar Saab and some of the others. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not sure if you can hear me, but I hope you were able to continue on this journey with Bashar Saab and some of the others. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not sure if you can hear.
Yeah.
Continue on this journey with Bashar Saab and some of the others. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Continue on this journey with
Thank you. We could hear you well. Thank you very much. Yeah. So now
Thank you. I've joined.
finish this one. Thank you.
Now, thank you, everyone.
Thank you. We could hear you well.
Okay, good. I wasn't sure. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
All right, so reset my thoughts, and I'm going to be briefly spending the next several minutes talking about the future of the workforce and how AI technology is going to disrupt and the increasing importance of mentorship to help the next generation of workforce.
Can you switch this on?
Test. I think you can all hear me, right? Yeah. So I'm going to skip this. So AI technology is advancing faster than economies and governments can adapt, and millions of white-collar workers are going to be disrupted by this technology. And the transition and reskilling is going to be both uneven and tough. And so it is really, really important that we take this effort of the CETI organization and prepare the audience, the high school students, the college-going students, to manage this upcoming change. The real divide is going to be between two groups of workforces. One is the AI augmented workforce that are going to use the immense power of AI to really multiply their skill sets and increase the productivity exponentially. And those that are going to be, distracted or deposed by the lack of adoption of the AI technology. It is very hard to predict what the future is going to be. And that is the reason why we need organizations like this one to groom the upcoming workforce, to prepare to be in the first category, which is the augmented workforce of AI, and successfully manage this difficult transition that's going to happen for the next decade or so. This new facility, I'm pretty sure, is a start of a big chapter in the ongoing success story of the CETI Foundation, and a very small investment from all of you. And with the right focus, I'm pretty sure that the ROI for this effort is going to be tremendous. And so I urge all of you, to join this journey, to contribute into making CETI Foundation's vision a roaring success as we move forward. And I can assure you, it's going to be a very rewarding experience based on my own experience working with Basharat during the programs that we talked about, that we conducted during the COVID. Thank you very much.
Sajjad? Ahmed? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I think, I think we can take 2, 3, 4 people. Don't take more than a minute.
Take a minute and a half.
Sure.
Half will be directed later on. Yeah, the great work that has been done, I'm aware of it. And I know Basharat Bhai has been part of our locality in the old city. So some of my cousins have been with him from a long, long time, more than 50 years. And his efforts have been great. One thing which I would like to say, all that effort which is happening, the underpinnings which are need to be there for any organization to succeed now. 45 years ago, the condition of the Muslim community and the kind of boys and girls you were able to get was different. The emphasis on Islam and religion was also different from different communities. What we now require is that getting that confidence back, because Islam developed a civilization which Bertrand Russell says that for 1,000 years, Islam led the human civilization for 1,000 years. And he was an agnostic. The reason behind this, as a philosopher, mathematician, he said, was the emphasis on reason by Islam. Islam, more than 740 times, emphasizes the Quran on thinking, concentrating, intellection, rationalizing. These are one thing. Two, the Quran very emphatically says, "La taquma laysa laka bihi ilm." Do not follow that which you do not have a proof of. It moved superstition out of the domain of religion, which is all there, which we find now among even the Muslims and other communities as well. Right, one area. Another place where the Quran is very emphatic is don't depend on preponderance. Try to seek proof. Inna zanna la yughni anil haqqi shay'a. That is what the Quran says. For sure, preponderance doesn't take the place of proof. The continuous effort of seeking proof after proof after proof, right, culminates into innovation. It's a madness in seeking proof that culminates into innovation. And that was the reason behind Bertrand Russell saying they went after the proof and found it. They gathered knowledge from all the places, they found it and took it to a higher level. This is one thing which I think we need to do. Second, the process of entering the domain of knowledge and proof. If you have a bias from the beginning and you have dispensations which take you away from the proof, and there could be cultural, right, and those of the ethos of the present times. Materialism has taken a big toll of the best minds which we have. I know from close a lot of IAS, IPS officers. They are not working to their potential. Technology has come and made a lot of people successful, not their effort in life. Please pay attention to this. Technology has come and moved people to great heights. It's not their effort. Take the technology part from their lives, you will see them mediocre. Pygmalions are not those people. I just was referred to. And to make new Pygmalions, you need those who work beyond the time, the technology, and create something anew. So this is where it is. How does Islam get into it? Use like 1 minute, half a minute. Purity of the mind and purity of the soul. 1, 2. Then going after knowledge, and then from knowledge converting it into wisdom. So we require purity of the soul, purity of seeking knowledge, and then moving to the state of wisdom. That will bring society. And when the technology has one more small thing, we are giving vision to technology, which is wrong. Technology doesn't have a vision. We are speaking AI. Where is the AI? AI doesn't have a vision. You have to give it the vision. Who's going to give it the vision? The capitalists of today? The billionaires of today? They will go it for more advantage of theirs. They'll move their billions to trillions. Here it is that we need to have an underpinning of a different kind. Thank you.
Thank you so much. May I now move ahead and invite Another person who's been working with absolutely the most underprivileged, the marginalized, uh, himself rose from very modest circumstances and went on to occupy the highest positions in the state, both in technology and in policy. I am referring to Mr. Ram Mohan Rao. I really like Ram Mohan to come and um, talk to us about the work that he is doing with the most marginalized tribal populations and what he hopes and how we can work together. Yeah, go ahead.
Good evening, officer. Let me take my grateful thanks to Mr. Amin Ali Khan and other people, just those who are inviting me for this very auspicious program.
I think you should just speak like
Yes,
that.
yes.
Yeah. So you will be louder.
Yes. As said by my friend Mr. Amir, like Muslims, the tribals also very backward, underprivileged. So they are not part of the development. They are taking the part of the development of the country. So I came from the tribal family, so poor, very tribal family. So as said by him, I rose up to the executive director level of Power Generation Corporation. Later, I became the service commission member. So anyhow, but I don't know what previously I was very just and confined to my organization and also service commission. I then came to the society. Now I am seeing because of Amir, I am getting exposed to the society. So definitely I will work with you all just and whatever I can do, I will do my level best for my tribal people and as well as the Muslim community and who are just deserved people below poverty line and everything. So let us work together. Thank you.
Thank you. Wonderful. It is really remarkable, and for it will be absolutely our pleasure to work with you because here we are looking at the most marginalized people. But may I now invite Ashar Farhan?
Basharat Bhai and rest of the Moses Khawateen Hazrat. Indeed, a privilege to be here. And I mean, I can talk about a lot of things, but as one who's been through the grind of CETI, I just want to share with you for a minute or two of the intensity which CETI brings to a student. Okay. So I was doing my intermediate and barely doing it. I mean, I spent most of my time with the soldering iron and a couple of complete, idiots who were just trying to make radios and learn electronics, but no academics at all. I had been to precisely 2 days of college in Anwarlum. It's a separate story what happened in those 2 days, but it was not education, I can tell you that. And a friend of mine who is my neighbor just told me that there is some free coaching happening. So, I said, free, so let's go and see. And there's an entrance test. So both of us wrote the entrance test. And unfortunately, I got through and this poor guy, he couldn't make the cut. But nevertheless, so this was at St. Joseph School, right? Nazarat School, evening. And I still remember that day that, we were asked to come at about 5 in the evening and it was sweltering heat, right? This is probably April or something like that, March, April, May. And the 3 teachers that I met that day were some of the best teachers I've ever met. And till this date, they're the only teachers I stand up for. In the room, if they are there, I still stand up for them because they had such a huge impact. Wahid Saab, Asadullah Saab, and Shahid Saab. Right? And each day, in each subject. We would do 100 sums. Just imagine that. It was like running marathon from day one. And every day we ran a marathon. And then we came back and we were so charged and there's so much adrenaline in that room. And, we were sitting on stools which were about 6 inches high. The class that, he managed to get for his money was meant for primary school. So, it was just this high. We were sitting on it for 3 hours every day, 1 hour each, okay? And we do about 100 sums of maths, 100 sums of this, and it was relentless. I'm telling you, it was relentless, and at the end of it, we were not tired. We were even more excited. We'd go home, study for whole of the night, sleep until afternoon, and then get back, have a bath, and then get back to CETI. So it's that energy that CETI brought to us. And there's Asim, there's Bashad Bhai, there's Asim. I think there's Dr. Fakhruddin also in those days involved with it, right? He came a couple, huh? Yes, Lodi was there and all. And these people were positive, but pushing, just trying to push the boundaries of kids who had not seen this rigor. I mean, the only time in my life that I studied was those 2 months of CETI. And I managed to, make it through. I went to the engineering college. There was one guy who made it through both medicine and engineering, I remember. He got into engineering and he was with us. I think his name was Murtaza. Huh? And then he said, no, I want to do medicine. And then he went back and he qualified for that as well. And then, Kaleem, Dr. Kaleem, right? Dr. Kaleem. Dr. Kaleem was, there's some really phenomenal people, and a lot of them got single digits and double digit ranks as well. So, as Bashar Bhai was saying, that was a magical batch, and there's something magical about it. And I'm excited that, this will now amplify and multiply, and, there'll be more people there, inshallah. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thanks, Farad, for clarifying that you used to have a bath every day. You see, the backdrop to most of the discussion that we've had today goes back to a couple of basic questions that we need to ask ourselves. And those are the questions that are the genesis and the reason for running these programs. And the first is what Farhan in some sense alluded to, which is that we live in an education system that is, in the words of one Nobel Prize winner, rigged for the rich. If you look around you, you will find that success is rigged for the rich. Let me remind you of this unsavory incident about 6 years ago. 2019, the world of the Ivy League in the United States went into serious turmoil. Suddenly it was discovered that these haloed temples of learning, Yale, Georgetown, Stanford, were had fixed their admissions. That the rich kids were getting in because their parents were rigging that system. There was this big middleman, William Springer, if I remember, who was taking bribes to get children into Yale, into Georgetown, and into Stanford. And at that time, a lot of work was being done to determine how is it that in this world the rich get richer, not just because they inherit wealth, but also because they inherit education. Also because the best educational institutions are open for them. And that's the reason for CETI, to ensure that those who are really underprivileged and are not able to afford rich schools are able to get in with those 2 hours of training. That is what is the reason we are running this program, to ensure that everybody gets an equal chance to become meritorious. whatever be the meaning of the term meritorious. And that's the mentorship program. That is what we want to do here. We want to ensure that that one passport out of poverty that most people deserve is available to them equally to everybody. Thanks to all of you for having acceded to our quick invitation to join us here. This we intend to run these programs regularly, as you saw on that sheet, at least every week, and then programs every month. This cohort of audience is somebody who is going to work with us as mentors in whatever field, and the beauty is that there are so many fields that are available to us right here. Rafat Bhaiya, who's been a shining light in the CBI, who's blazed an entirely new path as far as policing was concerned. Khutsia, who's one of our more eminent lawyers, and I can go, but I'll stop there at the last line. And thank everybody, thank all of you for joining us here. We will keep you informed. That WhatsApp group that you belong to will be alive. So thanks, Ram. Thanks, Farhan. Thank you, everybody.